So there have been a million remakes, as we all know. What hasn't been remade that you actually think should be remade?
I'm going to go with the 40s film, The Red House with Edward G. Robinson. It's this wonderful gothic story. They need to rewrite the ending at some point, but this is the creepiest film I think I've ever seen, and they just need to remake it. It's just sort of atmospheric and just a terrific sort of kind of turny kind of plot that they don't really write that much anymore.
But was there something about it that made you think this could be improved, or
Yes,
this could be done
yes.
differently?
Because,
why remade?
Probably
As
because,
opposed to-
first of all, the ending goes completely kind of hokey. So, like, the first 2/3 are brilliant, and then, like, the last, so they don't know quite what to do with it. So I think there's room for a screenwriter to come in and kind of figure out what to do with that last third that doesn't involve psychoanalysis. I think that maybe because the print I saw just wasn't all that sharp. Like, I think that with good visuals, it could even work better in terms of its kind of gothic quality. I mean,
What's the plot?
Essentially, there's a teenage boy who ends up, I guess, interested in this girl, and he goes over to like work on the, to go over to work on the farms, the girl's father's house, where do some after-school chores. But he says, don't go near the red house. And so the whole thing's that he's like wants to go near the red house, but he's told not to go near the red house. Anytime he starts to go near the red house, things happen. Like like people, you hear screams, or some sort of gothic occurrence happens anytime he tries to get near the red house.
Most of the films of Larry Cohen, I feel.
Oh,
Yeah, he's kind of like the poster boy for someone who has really great ideas but doesn't have the means or the talent to see them through. So a lot of the films are just like kind of have great premises, like it's alive, it's a baby that is this monster, or God Told Me To, which is like a cult is telling people to kill people in the name of God, including Andy Kaufman, and it's still not very good. Or The Stuff, which is they find this weird this ooze that tastes delicious but erodes the brain, turns people into zombies, and just like the films are just not very good, and they could all be done better. Even like when he does his Phone Booth, he worked on Phone Booth and then it was adapted by someone else and it still was bad because Joel Schumacher made it.
Yeah.
So
it's a testament to the strength of his ideas that his films are cult classics, because they're really not. You're right, they're not very good.
They're not good.
Conceptually, they're so out there that people have discovered them and love them anyway.
yeah, you gotta like them despite themselves, basically.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's gotten Invasion of the Body Snatchers right yet.
Anyone?
Except there's the Abel Ferrara one that I have not seen that apparently is.
You didn't
supposed
like
to
the
be-
Donald Sutherland version?
Or the Don
Well, no, I did like it. I even liked the Nicole Kidman one, and I liked the 50s one. I just don't think anybody's gotten it right. It's such a powerful premise, and I just don't think anybody has quite drawn out the like inherent terror of that. Like they're the same person, but just something's just not quite right. That sort of uncanniness to it, which was probably one of the first, the first like sort of introduction of that sort of psychoanalytic theme into it in the 50s, and then done up, in a very that weird modern style that it could only have happened in the 70s. I don't know what that is. I think you've
Renaissance
basically
stuff?
written,
The Hollywood Renaissance style? you mean?
yeah, the Hollywood Renaissance style, which is very strange, but it still doesn't, it's a little too in its own, in its own, that film is too much its own film. It's not about the idea, it's about the film itself. And the Nicole Kidman is like a genre exercise, it's not bad, but it's like not.
Well, there's so much beautiful political subtext in
Sure.
that idea too, and that's why the last two versions of it, the Abel Ferrara one, which is the worst of the four, and the
Interesting.
Nicole Kidman one, that's why they didn't work for me, because they don't have, like, what is it about?
Yeah.
Like when the invasion that was Daniel Craig, right? Daniel Craig and Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
That was like 4 years ago, maybe.
It was about 4 years
Like
ago.
what would be what's the political point to like remaking it? I mean, they didn't make it scarier or more fun.
Yeah, even
So,
the Dawn
I mean,
of
the
the
70s
Dead,
version when in the 50s.
50s.
Yeah, I mean, there was a reason that those were made at the time, and I think maybe partially that's why they work. For me, I was sitting in, was it just Inception was last summer, right?
Yeah.
2 summers ago? Yeah, I was sitting in Inception, and I thought, has anybody, people are talking about, The Matrix and all these other movies, this movie is like, nobody remembers Dreamscape?
Oh, yeah.
I remember Dreamscape. I watched it around the time that Inception came out.
Yeah.
It's another film that's not very good.
Right.
But
hence my choosing it to be remade. It's so it's a great.
What about Dark City? I haven't seen Inception. I have a thing about seeing Inception. I feel like it's going to be too much of a.
It's worth watching.
Yeah.
It is
It's
worth
interesting.
watching. It's a good movie.
ambitious.
I'll see it and we'll talk about it next time. I guess.
Well, Dreamscape is like Inception with all the stuff that makes you think cut out. Like Dreamscape is a really dumb version of Inception, but it has a lot of the ideas that are in Inception, and then I would argue that it's way more fun because it's really loopy. It's a loopy, weird movie.
Yeah.
So
And
cheap,
it's a
too.
lot more like actual dreams.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that has a dream like in dreams like the ones they have in Inception.
Yeah.
But like in
Now we're
Dreamscape, people are
skiing
like,
with machine guns.
Yes. Yeah,
Is
it's
that
a video
accurate?
dream as video game or video game as dream.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like Mitch Hedberg had some. Didn't he have some joke where he used to say something like how he was getting tired of his dreams being like work? That one minute he's relaxing in bed and then he falls asleep and all of a sudden he's got to build a go-kart with his old landlord. Like that's what Dreamscape is like.
Yeah.
It's just sort of like random nonsense,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, I can see this being a dream, and
Interesting.
it does have possibly the worst score in all of film. It was
Sure.
bad. It's not just like, I mean, there are bad synthesizer scores, but this one sounds like it was done on like one of those $100 Casio
I have one of those.
SK1s.
I have a
One of those that has the little sampler microphone in the corner.
Ow, 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 ow.
Yeah.
One of those guys.
It's about that good, and it sounds like the movie's like 100 minutes. Like I would say they spent 105 writing the score. It's, like I think they just played it and
Real
played
time.
it.
That's
Yeah.
Spent all the money on the poster.
Yeah.
The poster's amazing.
Yeah, the poster. Yeah, it's like Indiana Jones in a dream.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like a
he's got like a
torch.
torch, and there's like
Yeah, it has the archway and stuff like that.
There's stuff on the poster that never shows up in the movie. So
It's one of the most misleading posters. If you get so excited to watch it, you're just like, oh, it's this.